what is up, guys? What I would do another video today, and talking about the sacconejolys, and one thing that I've certainly become very fearful of with them. So with the sacconejolys, yeah, you look at their vlogs and you look at the videos that Jonathan puts out there, and things might seem well and good on camera, as they often do, and they often do look very well. All well and good. Things often do look well and good on all well and good on camera. But the sacconejolys are a family that I've always believed that, although things might appear all well and good on camera, there could be a lot, there could be a lot of things going on off camera that, behind closed doors that we don't get to see. And I've always kind of felt that way about the inghams as well. I've always kind of thought that, although things seem all well and good on camera with them, things might not be as good. There might be a lot of things, a lot of there might be a lot more going on off camera than what we actually know about. Like there might be a lot more going on behind closed doors that we don't get to see. Because I think with the inghams, I think there is probably a lot of bad stuff that goes on that they don't really show on camera. Like I think that with a lot of these family vloggers, it's kind of become clear that they are trying to make themselves look good. Obviously it's like with the ingham kids and with the sacconejoly kids, I can't help but be concerned about what they're being exposed to, because I fear that they are being exposed to a lot of bad things behind closed doors, and I don't like to think that, but I can't help but think that, and I think I feel like I've been given good reasons to believe that the kids are being exposed to a lot of bad things behind the scenes. With the sacconejolys, I've always had that fear. I've always felt that the kids could be being exposed to a lot of bad things behind the scenes, a lot of very bad things, and a lot of sinister things. It's not that I don't really trust Anna. My only problem with Anna is the fact that she's basically allowing Jonathan to do all of the creepy things that he does, and she's not putting a stop to it. She's basically enabling him to do the things that he does, basically. That's my only issue with her. And it's more Jonathan that I don't trust. I wouldn't trust Jonathan as far as I could throw. That man is certainly not someone to be trusted under any circumstances. I think we've seen good reasons for why he shouldn't be trusted. The thumbnails that he uses for his videos alone should be enough to raise some pretty major red flags for people about him. I think it's become very, very clear that Jonathan is trying to cater to a certain type of audience. We all know that is what he's trying to do. We all know that he's trying to cater to a very certain type of audience, and that he's trying to attract and appeal to a certain type of audience. And the fact that he's using his kids to do that is absolutely disgusting. It's like, why would you want to use your kids to try and attract and appeal to creeps and child predators on the internet, which is exactly what Jonathan is doing and has been doing for a very long time, and Anna has been basically allowing that to happen. I don't care if people think I'm being harsh, or if people think that I'm being too negative, or I'm being too horrible about this, but this had to be said. Like, yeah, things might seem all well and good on camera, and they often do. You know, they often do seem all well and good on camera, but off camera, things could be very, very different. You know, it makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, there's probably now going on behind closed doors, nothing bad going on," because we don't know for sure. No, this is the thing. Nobody knows for sure that there isn't anything bad going on behind the scenes. And when it comes to people like the sacconejolys, it's not hard to believe that there could be a lot of bad things going on behind the scenes, and that kids could be being exposed to a lot of, you know, really bad and really quite sinister things behind the scenes. You know, and I think I've always been very concerned about what the kids are being exposed to, and you know, I mean, I don't mean to sound critical, but I think, you know, that when it comes to families like the Honey Jolie's, I'm always going to fear that. You know, it's Jonathan that makes me fear that more, and makes me fear that more than anything. Because we've seen what he's like. We've all seen, you know, examples of his creepy behaviour. You know, for example, zooming in on his daughter's upper chest areas. I've seen that many times in his videos. You know, he's zooming his camera right in on their upper chest areas, like he knows exactly what he's doing. You know, and this is the worst thing about it, is that Jonathan does know exactly what he's doing. You know, it's very, very clear, as I said in yesterday's video, it's very, very clear to see what Jonathan's intentions are. And I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to be critical here, or I'm trying to be negative about this, but this just had to be said. It is extremely, extremely bad. You know, that, you know, you're seeing things that you know, that you do, seeing what you see, that, you know, it's extremely bad what he's doing at the end of the day. And it makes me, I think, you know, it just really makes me laugh, the fact that even now people will still try to defend someone like Jonathan Jolie, because as far as I'm concerned, he don't deserve to be defended. You know, he doesn't deserve the respect. He doesn't deserve the respect that he gets from people. You know, people think, oh, he's such a great, amazing dad. He really is not. You know, the guy is a creep, a pervert, and a child predator, and I keep saying that. I might happily shout that from the rooftops if that is what I have to do. And I'm perfectly willing to do that. Because people deserve to know what that man is. We all know what he is. You know, I can't see how people can't see what sort of man Jonathan really is. Because it's staring people right, as I said in yesterday's video, it's staring people right in the face. You know, you can see, you know, it's very clear to see what sort of person Jonathan is. You know, you can see that. You can really see what sort of person he is. You know, you can see that he's not someone to be trusted. You can see that he's not someone with good intentions, or that has the best of intentions. You know, it's like, you know, the fact that, you know, it's so clear to see that he is catering for a certain type of audience. And we all know what sort of audience he's catering for, and what sort of audience he's trying to attract, and what sort of audience he's trying to appeal to. You don't have to be a smart, intelligent person to be able to see that. Even the dumbest of people should be able to see that he's catering for a certain type of audience most of the time, and that he's trying to attract and appeal to a certain type of audience. And it's the sheer fact that he's using his kids to do that. What sort of father uses their kids to attract and appeal to child predators and creeps on the internet, which is exactly what Jonathan is doing and has been doing for a very long time. I don't get how people can't see that. Because we can all see what he's doing. You know, we all know how wrong it is at the end of the day. You know, if I if I really wanted to, I probably would report him to social services, and I am very tempted to do that. Because the way I see it, Jonathan more, it's not really Anna that needs looking into. I mean, yeah, obviously she's enabling enabling the things he keeps doing and not even putting a stop to them. But it's more Jonathan that needs looking into. He's the one that should be being investigated and should be being looked into by social services. I think that the sacconejolys have been that a visit from have been have been very deserving of a visit from social services, and I think for them a visit from social services has been very long overdue. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what I don't. To be honest, I'd love to try and be a bit more positive, but I don't think I can. Obviously, that fear of what the kids could be being, be being exposed to is always going to be. Because I think, there's always going to be that concern about the fact that the kids could be being exposed to a lot of bad stuff behind the scenes. And I think, you're always going to fear that. You're always going to fear that there's a lot of, there's a lot of, there's worse things happening off camera that we don't get to see. Yeah, things like, as I said, things are always going to seem all well and good on camera. But off camera, behind closed doors, things could be things could be a whole lot different. And I actually suspect that most of the time they are a whole lot different to what we see on camera. Because the thing is, all we only get to see what they show on camera. But I reckon there's a lot more that goes on off camera that they don't show on camera, and that we don't get to see. And I think with the inghams and the sacconejolys, it's not hard to suspect that. So I thought I would give my thoughts on that. Obviously a little video for you guys this morning. There'll probably be another one this afternoon. Well, there will be another one this afternoon, just after I've had after lunch. So I'll see you for that one then. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.